Are you shocked that it's a day that ends in Y and there's some nefarious garbage coming out of Hollywood involving some scandal? No, neither am I. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's start the video, shall we? Movie producer Dillon Jordan sentenced for operating a prostitution business. Ladies and gentlemen, this came out yesterday, 6:30 p.m. over on Deadline. Are you surprised? Are you surprised that a producer was using a production company as a front for a prostitution ring? Neither am I. I can't wait to see the details come out on this. Film producer Dillon Jordan was sentenced in New York City today to the maximum of 5 years in prison for running a high-end prostitution ring. He was sentenced in New York for providing women to clients and organizing sex parties in the U.S. and abroad. Jordan of Lank Arrowhead, California, big shock, ran the ring for 7 years. Manhattan U.S. District Judge John P. Cronin said he would have imposed a longer prison sentence if he had the authority to do so. Jordan pled guilty to conspiracy count, and 5 years was the maximum sentence available. Earlier, Dillon Jordan, the backer of the 2018 Maggie Gyllenhaal drama The Kindergarten Teacher, which won a directing award at the 2018 Sundance Film Festival, pled guilty to conspiracy to violate the Mann Act for his operation of an interstate prostitution business. Now, would that be considered a RICO case because there's money changing hands and it's financial transactions that probably carried across state lines? I don't know, but I believe there would have been more charges. I don't know if RICO would apply to this because it was prostitution and not trafficking. If it was trafficking, I believe it would be RICO, among other things, obviously. But I need some actual legal expertise on that. Sentencing is scheduled for December 12th. Okay, so this was past. This was from a past article. Let's see. He ran the ring with the help of a British madam. His activities spanned from 2010 to 2017, according to an indictment filed in Southern District of New York. Jordan, who also goes by the name Daniel Jordan, Daniel Maurice Hatton, and Daniel Bowler, was arrested last July by federal agents and charged with running what is described as an extensive and far-reaching prostitution ring. Arrested in San Bernardino County, Jordan was charged with enticement, use of interstate commerce to promote unlawful activity, and money laundering. See, interstate commerce, that is, well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it falls under the racketeering, but it does fall under interstate commerce, so that is part of RICO. He founded Paper Chase Films in 2013. His films include 2019's The Kid with Ethan Hawke. I have never heard of this guy before. Jordan allegedly used his movie production company and California-based event planning firm to launder money from the prostitution activities, court papers allege. So wow, this guy is just a proper scumbag, using his production company and event planning firm to launder prostitution money for a ring he ran in New York. It obviously crossed state lines. This is big. I wonder how many more of these we're going to start to see, make headlines, or if it's just going to be the people who run afoul of bigger fish in the entertainment industry. Like, was there something he did that crossed somebody that was more important and powerful than him, so he had to be offered up on the altar of, legal repercussions as a sacrifice to kind of protect the bigger fish? Because we know in the world of crime, that's how it happens. You've got the Don, the underboss, capos, lieutenants, and then your foot soldiers. And then your associates. So it's usually, your foot soldiers, associates who take the fall first. So I wonder if this guy was a foot soldier for a larger entity that, it was time, they deemed it was his time to take the fall. Take your slap on the wrist, do your 5 years, and then you'll come back and we'll make you a bigger name in Hollywood. And it's bad that we even have to pontificate those and hypothesize those scenarios. Look at, we have the Hollywood madams. We have these huge rings. Look at the Epstein situation, which will never be resolved, probably. I can live another 40 years easily, and that'll never be resolved, or the names will never come out because they're all rich and powerful Hollywood and political elites. You had, one of the royals on there, Prince Andrew, one of those inbred bucktooth idiots over there, the sausage ling finger one. But no, this is scary. This is scary because we know what lies beneath the surface. And for me anyway, this is part of the reason why Hollywood is such...
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
And like I said, I'm not saying this is a prude because I'm against sex, or I think, the world, they call prostitution the world's oldest profession, which it is. in many circles, people say it should be legalized. I'm not for or against. All I know is if it's anything against somebody's will, it's a crime. And if this is against legal standards right now, it's a crime. Did I agree with the draconian marijuana laws that plagued our country for so long? Absolutely not. But I mean, unless you want to do the time, you have to, don't do the crime, as the old adage goes. So that's about all I got on this. I will look for more information to come out if we want to do a follow-up on this. But like I said, Hollywood, this Harvey Weinstein opened the floodgates for a lot of this. His downfall really did. It opened the floodgates for a lot of this. So I'm interested to see if more of this comes to fruition in light, and we start to see more of the dominoes and the chips fall where they may, due to these findings and things coming to light. But I would, like I said, I would be not surprised if this guy, who, like I said, I've never heard of him. That doesn't mean he's not anybody. But what I'm saying is, like I said, my hypothesis that he was a sacrifice by larger players behind the scenes that said, it's this guy. He's got to go. He's the foot soldier. He's not the lieutenant, not the capo, not the underboss, definitely not the don. He's in charge of a small, everybody like in the, I'll go back to the mafia because this is something I studied in college. You go back to the mafia and yes, all your lieutenants and your foot soldiers work for a capo, they work for the don, but they all have their own little hustles. And, like I said, this was this guy's hustle. It was a little prostitution ring. A lot of them will run numbers, do stuff like that. Well, they used to anyway. But gambling's legal now, so I don't know. Loan sharking, all that stuff. Go back to the mafia days. You understand my references and my correlations. So that's what I think anyway. I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't thank my editor extraordinaire, Goodstuff. I didn't thank my Monday night crew, the Horsemen. We've got Monotony, Tony ToneDef. We got Vinnieart, Vinnie Tardamella, Chris Fisk from Infinitale Chronicles, AngelousDraven. We have also CJP jumping on, filling in from the Wednesday night crew. And my Wednesday night crew, CJP-Forgotton One Music. Go over and check it out. Talented musician and producer. Soldier Spirit from Vets Talking. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. If you've enjoyed the video, please, this is the point where I ask you to hit that like button and share it. I know it's a lot of work, but if you could spare me the 10 to 15 seconds it takes to do that, I would truly appreciate it. And maybe if you're so inclined to spend the extra time, leave a comment, just say, hey, subscribe. It's free. It always will be. Ding the red button. Takes no time, and it does me a big favor. I'd appreciate that. If you've hung out this long, thank you so much for supporting the channel. There's channel memberships available. You can join there if you so desire. If not, cool, just watch the videos. You see the info right there. You can catch us live 5 times a week. That's right. 3 if you're a non-channel member, 5 if you're a channel member. We have members only after shows on Monday and Wednesday. After our main shows, Saturday, of course, is our big show we have to cap off the week. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for supporting us. It's better to burn out than fade away. I could do this all.
It's a waste of good suffering.